Good morning, everyone. In just a moment, we're going to have a forecast into the next 24 hours, and we're going to tell you about some heavy snow that could be found in parts of the Northeast. But first, we're going to investigate why things have been so wet in the Northwest this fall and why things have been so cold in the East, and if, in fact, it could have something to do with the El Nino.
An El Nino gets its start in the South Pacific about a year before North America feels its effects. It's Christmas time in the first year of an El Nino. Along the coast of Peru, cold waters become a little warmer. The high-pressure centers in the central and southeastern Pacific weaken. And the air flowing away from the highs, the trade winds, weaken as well. Not a full El Nino yet. Not even a sure sign. It just means that something's up. But if the trade winds stay weak into March and April, there'll be less cold water upwelling off the coast of Peru. The sea surface temperatures there rise dramatically, and that unusual warming of the waters continues across the eastern Pacific. The red area you see here represents temperatures relative to normal. The rain and clouds that are normally heavy in the far western Pacific drift toward the central and eastern Pacific, drawn to the warming waters there. That means an extraordinary amount of rain in the eastern Pacific. Because of all the rising air, the convection in these stormy areas, the north-south Hadley circulation is strengthened. And that's how you get from the South American coast to the North American coast, caught up in the strength of the Hadley cell. By December of the second year, the warmth and the moisture from the El Nino merges with storms in the northern hemisphere, intensifies the subtropical jet stream, and pulls heavy rains all the way to the Gulf Coast of the U.S.
Here we have a sea surface temperature anomaly chart for the month of May.
Vern Kowski of the Climate Analysis Center keeps track of El Ninos for the National Weather Service.
There are two regions of the U.S. that are affected in a consistent manner. One is the area of the Gulf Coast states from West Texas on through into the southeast. That region normally is wetter than normal and slightly cooler than normal during an El Nino winter. That would be running from November through March. The other region which has a consistent signal is the area of the northern plains and the border states running from Washington through Minnesota and on up into western Canada. That entire region is warmer than normal during an El Nino winter.
That other region is affected by the northern branch of the jet stream. Normally, the jet stream leads storms and cold into the Pacific Northwest all winter. But the El Nino pushes that northern branch northward into the Yukon.
Well, as we check out our Tuesday morning, we're going to find high pressure in control for the western half of the United States and low pressure in control for the east. And this area of low pressure is actually going to weaken as a coastal low forms just off of the shoreline there of Atlantic City, New Jersey. And we're going to have all kinds of problems. Keep in mind, an area of low pressure has a counterclockwise rotation. So that is actually going to pick up the moisture off of the Atlantic and spread it right back on top of you across the mid-Atlantic states in the Northeast. We could be looking at significant amounts of snow, winter weather advisories in effect throughout Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York State, and even as far west as Kansas City and St. Louis, looking at the possibility of snow, 3 to 6 inches of snow, as a matter of fact. Some folks may pick up as much as 6 to 12 inches of snow. We think New York City may see at least 8 inches of snow, maybe even more than that. Temperatures are going to be much, much colder back behind this system. As it makes its way towards the east, we see the colder air funneling in back behind it, and highs on your Tuesday will be only reaching into the 30s for Kansas City and Belleville, Illinois, and Chicago. Still warm out ahead of the system, but that doesn't last long. By Wednesday, boom, we see the colder air in place across the southeast. Cold across the White and Green Mountains on Thursday. If you're planning on doing some Christmas shopping, bundle up, because it's going to be chilly in Dallas and Houston and even into Tallahassee, Florida. Saturday, still cold for much of the country. And look at that. Chance for snow will be lingering in the northeastern corridor on Wednesday. Thursday, clearing out in the southeast, but the next system ready to move on out of the southwest into the plains. We could see rain and snow in places where you're not used to seeing that, right here along the Gulf Coast on Friday. And Saturday, it still could be lingering across parts of the southeast. Well, stay tuned. Coming up, we'll check on the west, see what's going to happen as we get closer and closer to your Christmas weekend.
I was diagnosed when I was 7 years old with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. Mavis is always in a bubbly mood. I mean, she'll just lift you up just by coming in and she sees you. She's like, "Hi, Kimmy," and she calls me Kimmy. That makes me smile. Usually I'm in a pretty good mood. There's days where I don't want to get up or anything else, and she's always there to, you know, spark me. It makes me feel like there's another person that cares about me and what's going on with me and how I am, and she's a friend. That's what she is.
The key question in safe winter driving is not whether you can go, it's whether you can stop. SCC's patented Z products guarantee excellent stopping control because they make constant contact with the road. Could these be the best traction products for safety, convenience, and durability?
SCC for the perfect traction you need.
Know what conditions to expect when you reach your destination. Watch the Business Travel Forecast, only on the Weather Channel. Weather you can always turn to. And now your local forecast. Accurate, convenient, and dependable. Only on the Weather Channel.
Kids, put on your hard hats and get ready for real-life giant construction equipment for kids. The fun-filled video with 25 monster machines for only $4.95. Join Hard Hat Harry on a magical adventure to actual construction sites. 60 thrill-packed minutes of bruising bulldozers, colossal cranes, dirty dump trucks, and more. 25 big machines to watch over and over again. Asphalt eaters, pavers, rock crushers, all the heavy equipment kids love driving right into your living room. Real-life giant construction equipment for kids is a rare chance to see huge excavators in action. Stone mountains blown up by dynamite. Kids even climb into the driver's seat of the big machines they love. Real-life giant construction equipment for kids, originally sold for $19.95, is now only $4.95. And when you call, we'll also tell you about our free bonus video offer. So call now to order.
Every so often, the wind carries misfortune. The snowfall can paralyze, and the rain washes away dreams. But we go on, together, helping each other rebuild, helping each other dream again. Because severe weather is less frightening when you're prepared for it, we bring you the Weather Channel. Weather you can always turn to. Is waiting beyond the horizon, and every time you say goodbye, a new adventure begins. What will you discover when you reach your destination? What will you find when those wings bring you back to Earth? Because there are some surprises that you'd rather be prepared for, we bring you the Weather Channel. Weather you can always turn to.
Well, you're just in time to see what's going to happen in the West for Tuesday. High pressure will be in control, but we are expecting some clouds, low clouds and morning fog for you in San Francisco and the Bay Area. Some rain for the valleys, and rain will extend on into Southern California, actually. Big time storm system moving away from Oklahoma, away from Kansas, and away from Missouri on towards the northeastern corridor. We'll talk more about that later on in this half hour, so stay tuned. Otherwise, in the northwest, a new little system will be working its way into your region, and that will mean some scattered showers for Washington State and Oregon. How much snow are you going to see? Very little, about 1 to 3 inch accumulations for the Cascades. Sunshine, the general rule for Los Angeles. Put the top down, enjoy along the interstate there. 66 will be your high in Los Angeles. Try about 46 tomorrow morning in San Francisco. Like I said, some fog at the wharf, but tomorrow afternoon looking very nice in Chinatown if you have lunch plans. And 40 will start your day in Seattle with 46 and rain tomorrow afternoon.
Super Z is SCC's newest and most durable traction product for trucks. Super Z means easy installation, a smooth, quiet ride, and top traction for all ice and snow conditions. Super Z is half the weight of link chains, and no adjustment is needed after installation. Super Z's cross-member pattern means better starting traction, cornering control, and braking power. Experience Super Z for yourself.
SCC for the perfect traction you need.
It's wintertime, and there's a snowstorm in the forecast. But you have places to go. Driving in a snowstorm is a tough job for anyone. You have the responsibility of your automobile, and above all else, you are responsible for your passengers. It's a relief to know that the snow fighters are out there, working for your safety. Salt saves lives.
Axo Nobel Salt Incorporated, the leading producer of de-icing salt. Salt saves lives.
Well, you're just in time to check out the traveling update, and we've got some big news for you. Big storm system brewing. It's already left its mark in places like Perryton, Texas. Over 8 inches of snow there, 4 for Wichita, Kansas, and 3 in Amarillo. And it is still moving, folks, towards the eastern seaboard. We have seen a ton of moisture moving in out of the Gulf of Mexico, and southern rains. Whew, you have been hammered in Lafayette, Louisiana, over 7.5 inches of rain. The same is true in Mobile, Alabama, and over 6 for Baton Rouge, Louisiana. What a Monday night it was, and what a Tuesday it's going to be. Rainy travel will continue to be of utmost concern across the eastern half of the United States, and we may even see some strong to severe thunderstorms. Big story will be with the colder air moving in back behind that area of low pressure. We could see ice, we could see freezing rain, snow, sleet from St. Louis and Kansas City on into New York City. How much snow are we expecting? Good question. Possibly as much as 12 inches. Who's going to see that? Stay tuned.
Sun, snow, rain, or fog. Know what to expect. Just 95 cents a minute. Dial 1-900-WEATHER and connect.
Santa's loaded up his sleigh and made a special delivery to Conda Toyota to celebrate Santaland. Not only goodies for you and the family, but a package of spectacular savings on all vehicles in stock. We've tagged our entire inventory with low Santaland discounts. So low, even Santa's shocked. And with every vehicle purchased during Santaland, choose a valuable gift from under the Conda Toyota tree. It's a Santaland Christmas come true, so hurry in today and join Conda Toyota's Santaland celebration, Route 206 and 94 Newton.
Take advantage of Faircloth Fuel's 115 years experience. Their modern plant with the most computerized equipment in Sussex County. Their 24-hour hotline, budget plans, automatic deliveries, and full tank protection. Faircloth Fuel for the best in price and service. Call Peter J. Stewart Plumbing and Heating for top quality 24-hour emergency service. Stewart's prompt, courteous, professional technicians use the newest technology at reasonable rates, and Peter J. Stewart guarantees all workmanship. Faircloth Fuel and Peter J. Stewart. Names you can depend on.
You're watching the Weather Channel for accurate forecasts at your convenience. Weather you can always turn to.
All right, we check out the Florida forecast for you and look at the satellite vantage point. Big time stormy weather in the eastern half of the United States. Monday, we were watching a lot of moisture rolling in out of the Gulf of Mexico and wrapping around this area of low pressure. A classic counterclockwise rotation with colder air back behind it and warm moist air out ahead of it. Severe weather broke out in parts of Alabama and Florida and Georgia, and all of this precipitation is moving in your direction, Florida. Expect the chance of rain for Tuesday. How about that UV index? Well, not very high, to tell you the truth. Where we're expecting the clouds and the rain, only about a 2. And so that means no, you don't need much sunscreen. 59 water temperature in Panama City as the tropical season is over. Right now, we are seeing very cool water temperatures. Highs for Tuesday, warmest around Miami Beach and West Palm.
What do you call a job that lets you experience a lot of work environments before you get to work? How about a good idea? Call 1-800-YES-KELLY for the one job that's anything but one job. Kelly Services, your employment source.
For more information about Kelly Services, call 1-800-YES-KELLY today.
This segment of the 5-Day Business Planner is brought to you by Kelly Services, your employment source.
Well, we've been watching a very powerful storm system brewing here in the Central Plains, and Monday we had all kinds of problems with heavy downpours, flash flooding, and severe weather. As the moisture was riding up out of the Gulf of Mexico, we had very, very warm temperatures out ahead of the front, and watch as that moisture was wrapping around that area of low pressure. It produces a classic comma shape. That's because of that counterclockwise rotation. And therein lies the problem, colder air wrapping up and around that area of low pressure. And so the cold air slams into the warm, moist air, and we saw strong, severe thunderstorms. We also saw heavy downpours. Take a look at some of the rainfall amounts from this particular storm. Lafayette, Louisiana, over 7.5 inches of rain. The same was true for Mobile, Alabama. We had a report of a death related to the flooding in Mobile. Baton Rouge pounded with 6 inches of rain, and on the back side of that we had plenty of snow. Perryton, Texas, 8 inches of snow. And folks, it is not over yet. That storm is going to evolve. In other words, Monday, this was the scenario. The low was starting to move on towards the east and off the shoreline. By Tuesday, we're going to see a coastal storm develop. As this area of low pressure weakens, this one will intensify because the energy will be transferred. And anytime you have an area of low pressure over the waters, you've got problems because an area of low pressure has a counterclockwise rotation. So that's going to take the moisture off of the Atlantic and spew it right on top of you in the mid-Atlantic states. And the result will be some snow, could be heavy at times, possibly sleet and freezing rain, and just plain old heavy rain to the south of that. Here's some specifics. In Washington, D.C., we think you'll see a light mix changing to rain by the early morning hours. In Philadelphia, snow, sleet, freezing rain, then changing over to rain. In New York City, we think you are going to get pounded with possibly heavy, heavy snow. All right, here is the way things are going to be shaping up. Watch out if you are traveling in Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, because of the possibility of icy roads. It may not be able to you may not be able to travel, with rain continuing in the deep south and snow continuing in New York City. We are expecting as much as 8 to 12 inches of snow for Manhattan. Temperatures are going to be very, very cold back behind this system, and watch how the cold air sweeps on into the southeast on Wednesday. Wednesday into Thursday, much of the country extremely cold. If you've got Christmas shopping to do, make sure you bundle up. Kids are out of school now, and we're seeing cold weather just about everywhere across the country. Big Christmas holiday weekend, and what do you know? The cold air sticks around. Very windy along with the cold air across the southeast on Wednesday. Snow showers are going to be lingering in the northeast. Cleveland looking at snow showers this entire time period, so expect some of the white stuff. Looks like you're going to have a very good chance of a white Christmas. And check this out, chance for snow showers through Amarillo Thursday, Friday into Dallas, rain and snow mixed, and maybe even into South Georgia, an area that does not usually see snow. Possibility of sleet into Saturday across that particular region of the country, with snow showers lingering in Cleveland and Pittsburgh and Charleston, West Virginia. Stay with us. Coming up, we will check on the west.
At 42 minutes after the hour, you can find out what the weather is like in Germany and Spain. At 42 minutes after the hour, you can see the temperatures for Italy and France. And at 42 minutes after the hour, we explain how the conditions for England and Russia can affect travel plans. Watch International Weather. Now, 42 minutes after every hour, only on the Weather Channel. Weather you can always turn to. And now your local forecast. Accurate, convenient, and dependable. Only on the Weather Channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Rush Limbaugh home video. Talent on loan from God, half his brains hide behind his back. Sometimes you just gotta laugh. A brand new hilarious video cassette from Rush Limbaugh. This is the alphabet according to Rush, puncturing liberal lunacy and fuzzy thinking from A to Z.
This used to be a slimy, greasy reptile known as an alligator, and you know what it now houses? Fine tobacco.
Everything is here. Topics you want to see again and again. Not available in any store at any price.
Because I'm wearing these ribbons, I care more than any of you about anything. Ask yourself, how have I lived all these years without Rush in my VCR?
There's only one way to order your collector's edition of Sometimes You Just Gotta Laugh for just $19.95. Call the toll-free number on your screen now.
Well, in the west, we're going to have a fairly quiet weather pattern compared to what's going on in the east. We've got quite a storm system that's going to be moving out of the plains, taking with it snow and sleet and freezing rain and causing all kinds of havoc for travelers. If you're flying into LaGuardia or Kennedy or Dulles, you may want to call ahead of time through the day tomorrow. I should say Tuesday and into Wednesday. All right, high pressure in control for the northwest, but not for long. Chance of rain moving into the picture for Washington State and Oregon by Tuesday afternoon. So get the umbrellas handy. As far as snowfall is concerned, 1 to 3 inch accumulations in the Cascades. Lots of sunshine for Southern California. No worries here. Highs in the 60s for LA. You may have some fog to deal with in San Francisco Bay, but your afternoon looks nice for Fisherman's Wharf. And in the Pacific Northwest, rain moves into Seattle and your highs not too great, about 46 degrees.
And now your local forecast. Accurate, convenient, and dependable. Only on the Weather Channel.
During the day and into the night on Monday, we saw flooding rains in places like Louisiana and Mississippi and all kinds of problems with the rivers cresting. That sort of takes us back to 1993 when we had horrendous problems with flooding. Take a look at this.
For the folks, many of them farmers, living along the banks of the Missouri River, the flood of '93 was far more than the flood of a lifetime, more than the flood of a century. It was and still is simply a nightmare.
When the Missouri River finally receded, the impact of those sweeping floodwaters would be unbelievable. Even the hardiest of farmers would find this hard to overcome. What was once hundreds and hundreds of acres of some of the best cropland in the world has been transformed into nothing more than a beach. The sand in some areas, like right here, 4 and 5 feet deep. Farming in this valley has changed forever.
From the air, the landscape of the Missouri River Valley today resembles the dunes of a desert. Normally, this would be field after field of crops, corn, soybeans, and wheat. But not this year, and maybe not ever again.
Some of this is probably just going to have to be abandoned.
Before the flood, Orion Beckmeyer farmed 900 acres in this river valley. The flood took everything: crops, barns, grain bins, and a house. It left him more than 500 acres of sand. And to a farmer, sand is good for nothing.
When you saw this, what was your first thought? Did you ever think we're done?
Well, you know, I wasn't anywhere close to giving up.
Instead, farmers like Beckmeyer have enlisted the help of some serious equipment. Bulldozers and one of the largest plows in the world spend day and night turning the sand under and bringing the rich soil back to the surface. At times, the plow blade is more than 6 feet down.
See, here's your layer of sand right here, and then now down here is darker sand because it's wet, and it's mixed with dirt. It's got dirt mixed into it. But then you come right down here about 6, 8 inches lower, and here's your real good black silty loam. right here. This is the type of dirt that the farmer's looking for.
But at $500 an acre and an acre an hour, this process is costly and time-consuming.
Well, as we take you traveling, we're going to talk about a lot of snow that has already fallen in places like Perryton, Texas. 8 inches of snow, 4 inches of snow in Wichita, Kansas, and 3 in Amarillo, Texas. Now, out ahead of this storm system, we have seen plenty of moisture heading in out of the Gulf of Mexico. I think I told you about the heavy rainfall amounts and the flash flooding. Well, we still have the potential for flooding rains in parts of the Ohio Valley, and more rain expected through the day in Georgia, the Carolinas, and parts of Virginia. We may even see some more strong to severe thunderstorms right along the Gulf Coast into the wee hours of the morning. With the colder air rushing in behind this system, we expect the possibility of snows on into the Northeast and on through Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. With winter weather advisories in effect, travel may become extremely hazardous along I-75 and I-95. We're expecting as much as a foot of snow in some locations, such as New York City. Boston may see heavy snow before all is said and done, and maybe even some icy conditions for the Delmarva. All right, windy conditions back behind this particular system with patchy areas of fog everywhere we have the yellow, and that's a lot of locations here in the east. And you can bank on the fact that this storm system is going to cause trouble. As the first area of low pressure weakens, another area of low pressure will deepen just off of the coast, and that's what we call a coastal low that is going to form, and it's going to wreak havoc across the northeastern corridor. So if you're flying into Kennedy or LaGuardia or even into Logan International, you could have some flight delays, major ones, over the next couple of days. How much rain are we going to see? Well, heaviest amounts to the south. Heaviest amounts of snow, obviously, right about here. 3 to 6 inches, not out of the realm of possibility, and probably about a foot of snow in places like New York City and Pennsylvania. Okay, temperatures are going to be quite cold for the Rockies and the Intermountain West, and temperatures are going to be dropping like a rock back behind this frontal boundary. As it moves out of the way, expect colder air to move into place. It's going to be a cold week as you're out there trying to get that last-minute Christmas shopping done, so make sure you bundle up and bundle those kids up. They'll be out of school on Friday, ready for a big holiday weekend, and it's going to be a cold one. Maybe warming up a bit for Dallas and Houston by Saturday. Very windy in addition to the cold weather across the southeast. Good day to stay inside and bake Christmas cookies and have the fire going and the Christmas lights on, right? That sounds good. Snow continues in the northeast, and snow showers are in the forecast right on through Thursday. Look at this, a new batch of energy moving through the southern plains and into the Gulf of Mexico. We could see some snow in areas that are not used to seeing snow at all. Well, stay tuned and we'll focus in on the west's forecast.
Why do I keep feeling like this? Why don't I get over it? I can't take this anymore. What is it? And what does it mean?
Are you troubled by feelings you can't explain? The answer is just a phone call away.
The future, what does it hold for you? Will you do the right thing? Will you make the right choice? Hello, sweet spirits. I'm Kenny Kingston. The psychics on my hotline are there to help you take control of your destiny.
I never thought about calling a psychic before, but I really needed some help in making a big decision, and that's why I called Kenny's Psychic Hotline. He helped me so much.
If you really want to make changes in your life, call Kenny's Psychic Hotline, because they give you the information that you really need.
All it takes is one phone call to the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline.
My psychics are there to help you make your wishes and your dreams become a reality. Don't wait, please. Make that telephone call now.
International weather. Now, 42 minutes after every hour, only on the Weather Channel. Weather you can always turn to.
It's all new Tornadoes 1995, the year's most treacherous tornadoes, the ultimate tornado collection, documenting one unbelievable year. Now available on cassette for the first time exclusively from the Weather Channel. Order now and you also get this one-of-a-kind tornado calendar, both for only $22.95. Tornadoes 1995, 20 minutes of non-stop action never seen before. Feel the force of one of the most powerful twisters ever. Feel the terror of the photographers who face these deadly storms.
I've got major damage at the United Way
damn it.
Oh, God, they're so scary.
See eyewitness video of 6 twisters in a row touch down at the same time. Plus a special bonus. You'll also get the official 1996 tornado calendar. Keep track of the new year and marvel at the dramatic tornado photographs for each and every month. A great gift, a value set not available in any store. Tornadoes 1995 and the tornado calendar for just $22.95. Call 1-800-626-9477. That's 1-800-626-9477. Call now.
And now your local forecast. Accurate, convenient, and dependable. Only on the Weather Channel.
A friend of mine told me, try America Online. I said, why? I've got a computer. He said, try it. You'll see. It's simple. Every time you sign on, welcome, it tells you if you've got mail.
You've got mail.
Want to send some email? Type the message, click here, and it's done. I like this. With one click, I can browse all kinds of great features on America Online. I've gotten help with my golf swing, I've planned my next vacation, even get stock price updates every 15 minutes. America Online has over 100 newspapers and magazines, everything from Business Week Online to Cycle World, and I can browse them all. With America Online, you can point and click your way across the internet. And their web browser makes it easy to explore the World Wide Web. Call the toll-free number and you'll receive your free startup kit and 10 free hours to look around. It's worth a try. You'll see.
To try America Online free, call 1-800-319-2727. You'll receive your free America Online startup kit and 10 free hours your first month. Call now.
What are you planning to do for the weekend?
Go to the park. Beach volleyball.
I do my flowers. Jogging.
Play basketball.
Bicycle.
I fish, yeah.
Before you plan, watch the Weekend Outlook.
If you're planning something, you can find out what to expect.
It's good to know if my weekend's going to be indoors or outdoors.
Watch the Weekend Outlook, only on the Weather Channel.
In the west, we're seeing a very quiet weather pattern compared to what's going on in the east. We'll tell you more about that coming up in the next half hour. But in the west, hey, no problems. A little bit of rain here and there in the valleys of California, but high pressure in control. Now, by tomorrow afternoon, we're going to see some rain for you in Washington State and Oregon, but that's about it. How about snowfall? 1 to 3 inch accumulations in the Cascades. Lots of sunshine for you in Los Angeles with a low in the 50s and high in the 60s. You can't argue with that. This close to Christmas, looking good for Rodeo Drive if you have some shopping plans, and I know a lot of folks do. Fog and 42 in Fresno. Do expect some fog in San Francisco this morning. And by the afternoon, if you're having lunch in Chinatown, have a good time. It looks nice for you. 44 at Yosemite. Into Seattle, Washington, we take you. A low in the 40s, a high in the 40s as well, with a chance of rain, so grab that umbrella on your way out to work. Stay tuned, we'll go to Europe next.
Salon Selectives has captured the power of botanicals in botanical blends. Shampoos and conditioners that give your hair precisely what it needs. Aloe combines with mango to restore moisture. Citrus blends with peach to boost body. Melon with rose to protect. Botanical blends from Salon Selectives. The latest way to get hair with style.
toward the weekend? Watch the Weekend Outlook to find out what the temperatures will be and if there's a chance of rain. Only on the Weather Channel.
Turning to international events, heavy fog for the last few days delayed U.S. forces from landing at Tuzla, Bosnia, but weather conditions improved somewhat Monday. The thick fog cleared enough for several C-130 planes to land at Tuzla Air Base and swiftly unload equipment and soldiers. On Sunday, poor visibility forced the U.S. Air Force to cancel 57 flights. NATO diverted some flights carrying equipment and personnel to Sarajevo. Well, looking at the satellite view, you can tell exactly why the fog lifted. We've had an area of low pressure passing just to the south of Bosnia, stirring up the atmosphere and mixing things up so that the fog had nowhere to go. It had to get out of there, right? Clouds increasing, showers moving through the area, and snow. How about your forecast for Wednesday? Well, that area of low pressure will be moving on off towards the east, and we still have some snow showers in the forecast. Temperatures are going to be topping out in the 30s with some much colder temperatures the farther north and east that you travel. Well, stay with us. Coming up, we'll show you how bad it's going to be in the east here.
Sun, snow, rain, or fog. Know what to expect. Just 95 cents a minute. Dial 1-900-WEATHER and connect.
It's here! It's here!
The best table game is finally here for your whole family enjoyment. Easy to learn, but challenging to master. A game of skill, strategy, and eye-hand coordination.
The children really enjoy Striker. It's a great recreational game. We look forward to hosting the 3rd annual tournament.
Rush order today while supplies last. Call toll-free 1-800-STRIKE-1. That's 1-800-787-4531. Striker.
The Greco family of dealerships, quality assurance in a new car. At Greco Lincoln Mercury, you can buy or lease at an affordable price and experience the distinctive service that has kept our customers coming back for a generation. I'm Deborah Greco.
And I'm Jim Greco, and our customers recommend us to family and friends. Come see why.
Greco Lincoln Mercury, Route 10, Denville, New Jersey. Your transportation specialist for 30 years.
If you're about to travel, watch the 5-Day Business Planner here on the Weather Channel at 20 minutes after every hour. You get a comprehensive national report that covers the forecast over the next 5 days. Watch the 5-Day Business Planner coming up soon on the Weather Channel. No matter how much you plan, if business travel keeps you on the road or up in the air, you're probably used to the unexpected. At the Weather Channel, we know the weather can slow you down. That's why we offer the Business Travel Forecast. Get the information you need to plan for your travel and know what conditions to expect when you reach your destination. The Business Travel Forecast on the Weather Channel. Weather you can always turn to.
The key question in safe winter driving is not whether you can go, it's whether you can stop. SCC's patented Z products guarantee excellent stopping control because they make constant contact with the road. Could these be the best traction products for safety, convenience, and durability?
SCC for the perfect traction you need. This winter weather update is sponsored by SCC for the traction you need. Well, we have seen quite a soaker across parts of the southeast. Monday was just unbelievable in Lafayette, Louisiana. Over 7.5 inches of rain. The same was true in Mobile, Alabama. One reported death due to the flooding. Over 6 inches of rain in Baton Rouge and over 3 in Biloxi, with New Orleans checking in over 3 inches of rain. The forecast calls for more rain in South Georgia and northern sections of Florida. And to the north, we're going to see significant amounts of ice, freezing rain, sleet, and snow. Already we have picked up significant amounts of snow in Texas and Kansas, and also into Oklahoma. About 4 inches of snow in Wichita, Kansas, and about 8 in Perryton, Texas. Well, we take you into Tuesday morning, and what do you know? This storm is really going to town. We're talking about the moisture wrapping up and around that area of low pressure as the colder air comes into place. Along with that, it's going to make travel extremely dangerous in Kansas City, St. Louis, Chicago, Indianapolis, looking at winter weather advisories, winter storm watches, and warnings in effect for parts of Ohio and Pennsylvania. And all of this could be threatening New York City and Boston. Coastal storm is going to evolve as this storm moves east. It will weaken and transfer the energy to this coastal low that is going to deepen. That counterclockwise rotation takes the moisture and wraps it back around the area of low pressure and spews it right on top of you in the northeast. Here's where we expect the heavy snow. Possibly light snow that will be increasing late in the day on Tuesday. Sleet and freezing rain in the middle there, and just plain rain to the south. Here are some specifics. In D.C., probably a light mix changing to rain. Snow and sleet and freezing rain changing to rain late in Philadelphia. Heavy snow possible in New York City, as much as 8 to 12 inches of snow, and snow increasing in Boston. Here's the lowdown: 3 to 6 inch accumulations through Kansas City into Indianapolis and South Bend, and also Cleveland. Well, your forecast for tomorrow morning, obviously this will be the big game in town. In the west, we may see a little moisture moving into the Pacific Northwest by tomorrow afternoon, but that is nothing compared to what we're going to see right here, folks. I-95 corridor, the LIE, the Merritt Parkway, the Parkway North, all looking at big-time problems. I-75 also extremely slick, so travel not really recommended. If you're flying into Kennedy or LaGuardia, possibly Logan International, or even Dulles, looking at possible flight delays, any way you size it up. Precipitation will be in the form of snow in a very large swath of the country, including Oklahoma City and New York City and everywhere in between. Temperatures are going to be very, very cold back behind this system, and tomorrow afternoon, even though we are forecasting some mild temperatures out ahead of the system, that will be changing very quickly, because as soon as this front moves out of the picture for the southeast, the cold air will be rushing in very, very quickly, along with some extremely windy conditions. And so Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are going to be very different in parts of the southeast and much of the country. Stay tuned and we'll give you more on that forecast.
Getting your kids ready for school can be difficult. Deciding what they should wear can be even more difficult if you miss the school day forecast on the Weather Channel. You'll find out the conditions for the morning drive or for the wait at the bus stop. This forecast can help you decide what type of clothing your child needs to keep them protected each school day. So don't prepare them for the world without preparing them for the weather. Watch the school day forecast, weekday mornings, 35 minutes after the hour, only on the Weather Channel.
Watch the 5-Day Planner 20 minutes after the hour, every hour, right here on the Weather Channel. The 5-Day Planner is sponsored in part by Kelly Services.
And now your local forecast. Accurate, convenient, and dependable. Only on the Weather Channel. Spend your week. Monday, it's back to work. Tuesday, you're getting in the swing of things. Wednesday is a carbon copy of Tuesday. By Thursday, you're anticipating the weekend. And when Friday comes along, it's every man for himself. Watch the Weekend Outlook only on the Weather Channel to find out what the temperatures will be and if there's a possibility of rain. So, for the weekend warrior, we offer the Weekend Outlook only on the Weather Channel.
And now it's time for the Michelin Drivers Report, brought to you by Michelin and your participating Michelin dealers.
Big-time problems moving into the Northeast Corridor, I-95, as well as the LIE, the Merritt Parkway, and the Beltway. Looking at big-time trouble. Snow, freezing rain, sleet, rain. Just depends on where you are. We're thinking in D.C. it will be rain. Philly, possibly a mix. New York City, snow. So look for heavy amounts of snow a little bit later in New York City and stretching on into Hartford, as well as Providence, Rhode Island, and even Boston. Snow for Kansas City and St. Louis. Winter weather advisories in effect. Winter storm watches and warnings in effect for parts of Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania. This could be a potentially dangerous situation on the roadways. I-75, the Parkway North, all those areas looking at problems through the day on Tuesday and into Tuesday night. It is not going to let up, folks. We're talking about a coastal low here, just churning in that moisture and the cold air in place. Rain to the south and maybe even some strong thunderstorms. When will all of this end? Stay tuned. We'll talk about it.
Presenting the ultimate tire for your sport utility vehicle, the Michelin LTX. Michelin's technological advances in sidewall and tread design give it a smoother, quieter ride than you might ever expect from a 4x4 tire. Yet it's rugged enough, tough enough, and Michelin enough to get you through anything. The LTX series from Michelin.
Find Michelin tires at this dealer near you, because so much is riding on your tires.
Working toward the weekend? Watch the Weekend Outlook to find out what the temperatures will be and if there's a chance of rain, only on the Weather Channel. And now your local forecast. Accurate, convenient, and dependable. Only on the Weather Channel.
Good morning, everyone.